One of the things that's going on, this is kind of funny. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the nest where capitalists come out of those funny mucus-filled eggs. Right? Sigourney Weaver tried to deal with those in Aliens, but the Chamber of Commerce, which spent millions of dollars last year helping elect these crazed teabaggers, is now struggling, according to the New York Times, struggling, I tell you, to convince the House it helped to build that the debt ceiling has to be increased. And, oh, poor babies, really? Do you not know, you dumb bastards, who you gave money to? Do you really, did you, apparently you did, think that you could control all of them. The Chamber, it says here, and other business groups have pressed with increasing urgency for Congress to raise the minimum amount that the government can borrow. They have cataloged the consequences of default at meetings, parties, and dinners, and over drinks. Of course, over drinks. It's with Boner. Jesus, God. Well, now, why is the Chamber of Commerce doing this? Because they are very upset and concerned about the disappearance of the American middle class. No. Because they're very upset and concerned that all of these social welfare programs will be gutted and ended. No. Because they're concerned about Medicare going down. No. Social Security? No. Well, what then? You know what? The Chamber of Commerce represents all those predatory bastards on, quote, Wall Street, end quote, who cannot stop and will not stop until they have squeezed every single ounce of not just money, but hope, feelings of encouragement, happiness, joie de vivre, everything, until they have squeezed every single bit of it out of the American public. So that's why now the Chamber of Commerce is getting a little bit nervous. The U.S. Chamber goes, wait a minute. We were the ones that provided the money, along with our cohorts, you know who we're talking about, to put those TV ads together that were chock full of lies and deception and misinformation and dark shadows and disinformation and deceit and dishonor. We put those together. We paid for them. You got your ass elected, and now you're going to tell us that you're not going to jump through the hoop when we, by God, say jump. Ooh, well, The Chamber of Commerce made a great big splash during the midterm elections with advertisements that attacked Democratic incumbents, particularly those who supported the president's health care legislation for being anti-business. Oh, yeah. God damn it. If you have affordable health care, that's anti-business. Anti-business. A health insurance reform bill pushed through by the president that guaranteed to the health insurance industry another 30 million forced subscribers. And that's anti-business? Really? I'll be damned. I'll be damned. The chamber issued endorsements describing the Republicans running as, quote, invaluable leaders on business issues who would support economic growth. Oh, they're doing a good job at that, aren't they? Huh? What do you think, U.S. Chamber of Commerce? Are you getting what you paid for, you filthy pigs? I think you are. I think you're getting exactly what you paid for. That's why I can't get my head around this. I just want a nice big bowl of popcorn and sit back and watch the whole goddamn thing collapse. And, ooh, Lord have mercy, I want to see you Chamber of Commerce types kicked out on your asses. Put you in the street. Let's go get some dunce caps. Remember remember Mao's Little Red Book? Remember the the worst excesses of the so-called Cultural Revolution back in the 60s. Remember that? When they took all the capitalist roaders. Remember that term? Are you old enough to remember that term? The capitalist roaders. Yeah. And put dunce caps on them and literally kicked their butts and put them in re-education camps. Of course, that was then. This is now. The Chinese Communist Party all of a sudden decided, no, that's not the way to go. The way to go is to do exactly what our enemies in the West are doing, only do it better, so to speak. I mean, even the Chi-Coms eventually realized that communism, totalitarian communism, was kind of, stupid. But you remember the capitalist roaders and how they were forced to wear the big, tall, pointy dunce caps. I think that would be appropriate for these Chamber of Commerce types who are now bitching and whining and weeping and crying and weeping about their money being not well spent. Among the beneficiaries, a guy named Daniel Webster, yeah, that's his name, Florida Republican. The chamber spent $250,000 on ads blasting the Democratic incumbent, you know his name, Representative Alan Grayson. Daniel Webster won. In July, Mr. Webster introduced legislation instructing the Treasury to prioritize interest payments, then military spending, then Social Security checks, then Medicare payments, quote, in the event the debt ceiling is reached, end quote. Experts agree that his idea is unworkable. Well, what do you expect? But the chamber, the chamber spent $436,953 helping to elect Steve Pierce, a New Mexico Republican. Almost 20% of the total that he was able to raise and spend came from the Chamber of Commerce. This month, Mr. Pierce told the radio program News New Mexico that cutting federal spending was just as important as increasing the debt ceiling. Oops! The Chamber of Commerce heard that and went, wait. No. The most important thing is making sure we can continue to rip and gouge and deceive and betray and lie and steal and cheat. So raise the debt ceiling so we can do it. While all this madness has been going on, business groups stayed mostly on the sidelines for months. According to the New York Times, the chamber orchestrated a May letter from business groups to political leaders calling for an agreement. In July, the chamber and their whores, no offense to sex workers, sent a second letter, this time signed by several hundred chief executives, telling the teabaggers, get your asses in line, which is exactly what Boner, the drunk, said yesterday. After he cried. Before he cried. I don't know, while he was crying. David Axelrod, key advisor to Obama, said business groups were constrained by their desire to win the support of House freshmen on other issues, so including the trade agreements and efforts to roll back more regulations. So that's why they're not going public and telling these little hobbits to get their asses in line, as Boner put it. I don't know how to characterize all this madness. That's why I use profane and vile language. Well, it's not profane, it's just vile. That's why I use such vile language. I just, when you're stuck with the kind of cultural and ethnic heritage that I'm stuck with, you tend not to dance around the words. You tend to call a son of a bitch a son of a bitch. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to say, you're a bad person. You're not nice. I'm sorry. I just, well, there's two sides to every story. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I just can't do that.